Hey guys, it's Anna with another art video, and today I'm very excited to present you with a collab video. I collaborated with the lovely art channel Artfully Yours with Diana, and Diana does really good videos and has this really interesting, cool art style that's very different from my own, and she works in mediums that are very different from my own, doing a lot of painting and pastel work, and I'm very much looking forward to see what she creates as her half of the collaboration. And so we were discussing what we wanted to do for the collab, and she mentioned that she's named for the Roman equivalent of the Greek goddess Artemis, that is to say, Diana, and so we chose to each retell a Greek myth. I chose to research myths about Artemis, goddess of the hunt, maidenhood, and protection of women. And now for my first trick, I will tell you a story of the Lady of Nets, aka someone who is decidedly not Artemis. Basically, I ended up researching Artemis's myths, and I chose to focus on one of her companions instead of her. And just another interesting note about Britomartis before I get to the myth, and it's a short myth, so I'm taking more time explaining stuff than I am actually telling the myth. But, so she's the daughter of Zeus and Carme, and it's believed that she and Carme were both Cretan gods before merging with the Greek pantheon, which is actually really interesting, and I almost made a whole video about how certain gods had crossover with other religions, namely the Cretan and Egyptian religions, but I resisted for the sake of the collaboration. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. And so begins the myth of Britomartis, Lady of Nets. Britomartis, whose name meant sweet maiden, was a nymph, the daughter of Zeus and Carme. The sweet maiden roamed the fields of Crete. As she lived out her life roaming and doing archery, a man came along to spoil her happiness. The man was Minos, king of Crete, known for being the son of Zeus and for becoming one of the 3 judges of the dead. He became obsessed with her, lusting after her, and pursuing her for 9 months. Quite similar to his father. Britomartis would hide among oaks and low meadows, but eventually her problems caught up with her. In order to avoid her pursuer, she leapt from a cliff to the fishermen's nets that waited below. The fishermen's nets saved her life, but her ordeals were not over. The fishermen took her into their boat and brought her to the land of Aegina. However, the fisherman Andromedes got a bad case of Minos-itis and tried to get with Britomartis, and so she jumped from the boat. And so Artemis intervened. Britomartis disappeared. She was granted immortality and joined the hunt. She is regarded as the maiden Artemis favored over any other, and she became the goddess of hunting, fishing, and nets. Her statues were worshipped in Crete, at her cliff, and at Aegina, where she disappeared. And so ends the tale of Britomartis. Just a note about the artwork. There is no physical description of Britomartis in the hymns, so I had a lot of creative freedom with what she looked like. I tried to put some of her story in the background with her on the cliff as well as on the boat. I also used some metallic silver in the piece as well, but I'm not sure if it's showing up properly on camera. I tried to move it around a bit so that it would, but I'm really just not sure that it's going to show up properly. Also a note about the sources. Britomartis is mainly mentioned in hymns by Callimachus, who is a great resource for learning about Artemis specifically, as well as many other gods, and in Antonius Liberalis' Metamorphosis. And I get my excerpts from theoi.com, which I cannot recommend highly enough, because it is a great database of Greek myths and stuff, where it's mostly primary sources that have just been collected for specific gods and stuff, and it's organized super nicely, and it's very easy to access. And yeah, so that's all for this video. Go check out Diana's video, which I will link in the description, and I will link it in the cards. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to put this piece on my Redbubble if you're interested in prints or getting it on a series of things, including like postcards and mugs and stickers and stuff. Mostly probably prints for this one. Or notebooks. It would be cool on a notebook. I'll put it on a notebook. Yes. Alright. Go check out Diana's video. Goodbye.